You love the idea of Instagram stories, but sometimes you're just like, what do I post on here? How do I keep it fresh? What are some different ways that I can keep showing up every day instead of Instagram stories and not having it feel so stagnant? Well, my friend, you're in luck because today I'm going to have some fun with you inside of our Instagram stories, showing you a slew of hacks, rapid fire, how to really keep things fresh, innovative, fun, creative. Now look, I know on Instagram it's been super stuffy because they did this huge overhaul on their algorithm, so everybody's kind of freaking out right now. But instead of us freaking out, let's just have some fun because what we get to do is we get to keep showing up and being there for our people, whether Instagram's going through a thing or not, because change is inevitable and what we get to do is just keep improving. So I'm going to turn my screen around, but before I do, if this is your first time on my channel, what's up? My name is Jen Johnson and I help Christian entrepreneurs turn purpose to profit, lead like Jesus, and create powerful content that impacts the world. So if you like what I'm putting down here, definitely be sure to subscribe below and hit the bell so you and I can hang out here every week. And now I'm going to flip the screen so we can get to the hacks. What's up? Here I am over on the gram inside my stories. So I am going to actually tap on my library and pick out today's post that I did to give you an example of some things we could do to play here on our stories. So the first thing that's really, really basic, but also super effective, especially if you want to incorporate your own custom brand colors, is you can actually create solid backgrounds with your own brand color by tapping on the pen up at the top, and then you're going to see your colors actually, the colors down below show up. I'm going to tap on this blue, but I'm going to hold it down because this is actually a new brand color for me. And you can't actually do like the hex colors or anything like that, but if you actually put, it looks different on my phone than it does on the computer, which is super trippy, just a little side note. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on the color that I want it to be. And now you'll see on the left-hand corner down here that it's now the color that I chose inside of the color grid. And if I tap in the center of the screen and hold it down, it will change the entire screen to the color that I selected, which is super cool because now you can incorporate your own brand colors. Now, one of my favorite things that I love doing these days is taking the eraser, and I can actually start to scribble out just a little piece of what I want to have showing, and it can give it that, just that kind of scribbled effect. So that's something that's really cool as well that you can do. And now you can do it that way, or you can actually, create a shape if you wanted to and fill that in and, be creative that way. Or you can actually start to find cool, like if you find a beach theme or a pineapple or something that you love, coffee maybe, and you can actually write words over it, Hello. And you can actually fill that in and, now it's your face, that kind of a thing. But you can have a lot of fun with just this concept of using the actual colored background with, using the eraser feature. So another cool thing that you could do that I would suggest doing every time you post is actually coming here with your picture and actually announcing that you do have a new post. I thought this was kind of like interesting at first. I'm like, I don't know about all that, but it's pretty cool because it's driving traffic back to a new post. So you can gain more traction, more engagement, more eyeballs, and connect more with people. So if I put this here, I can actually go up into the icon, type in new post to grab a new post sticker. And you can use any of these ones that you want. But what's really cool is when you use like a tap here or, this kind of a thing like this, then it's going to actually bring people, when they tap on it, it will take people back to the actual post, which is really, really cool. So you can do the new post icon with a little tap here button, which makes it, it's a call to action. It's telling people what to do next, right? So this isn't really one that I would use, but that's an example. And also something that I like to do is put a little a caption to create some curiosity and give people a reason to go check it out. Telling people it's a new post is really all about us, but why should people go check that out? So just to show you what I did earlier today, I did this here, my new motto about perfection. And then I have the new post. And so people can go actually check that out. So you want to really create that curiosity. Again, using your brand colors, keeping it on point that way is always super, super cool. Another cool thing we can do is actually layer text. So if I want to say hello, I will go ahead and let's use like my little peachy color that I'm starting to incorporate here. And then I'll grab and say hello again. And now maybe I want to use that blue color again, for example. And so I can actually put these over each other and kind of move them either way to create a more layered effect, which is also pretty nifty. Another thing I discovered, and I don't really recall where I discovered this, but if you grab, let's say you want to grab an emoji, you can really, I'm pretty sure you can grab any emoji that you want. But what I would do is just grab, let's see what it looks like if I grab the moon here. And I hit done, and you blow it up, like blow it up super, 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 super big. What it starts to do is create kind of like this gradient effect. It adds like a little bit of a glare or like a, kind of like a little, just a little effect to your actual picture, which is something cool that you can do. I've done this with the flowers. I've done this, with a couple of different emojis that you can, you really just get to play with it. But let's grab another one. Let's grab this flower here, for example. If we blow it up super, super big, it actually comes out pretty cool in the fact that you can blow it up completely to where it's a completely different color. But if you reel it back in, it just starts to create this cool little effect here that you can do. And you could do this for any type of picture. So I thought that was something that was really interesting that you can play with as well. Let's grab another one here. Let's grab this brown one because I'm using copper tones inside of my brand. So if I blow this up big enough, I can, add this here and then from there hit done. And again, just kind of giving it a little effect. And this isn't the best example for like the type of picture you'd want to do that with, but this is another way to incorporate just more texture and layers inside of your stories. So now let's go to another one that I really think is interesting is you can do some block lettering. So I can come over to here, for example, and again, you can create this in your own colors if you want. And you're just going to do one letter at a time, and you can blow that up, and then you're going to add another letter and do, E, and maybe you want to do, again, another brand color. You can kind of mix up your brand colors a little bit here and do that in a block and hit done. And you can start to blow these up, and it kind of looks like little building blocks, which I thought was pretty nifty. And let's see, I can maybe just do white, or let's do like the green. I'm still getting used to my new colors, so I don't even really know what green it is, but we're just gonna pretend it's this green. And then it's not at all. But you can actually blow these up and start writing out a certain letter if you wanted to, like I love, and then put coffee, right? You can put coffee in block lettering. So you can just have some fun with this. And just for sake of time here, I'll just make these pretty quickly. And then you do one more with the O, and I don't know, let's just pick this color because it's there. And we'll do that, and ta-da! So you can just write hello and keep it really fun that way. And you can do this, obviously with any words, anything you want to write. So I'm just using simple stuff here for you to understand the concept. Now, something else I love is this marker effect because it makes a really cool highlighted text. If you wanted to add anything, I don't know, I just think this is so fun. I did a really cute one where my kids were chasing fireflies when we were traveling in Iowa, and I turned, I just did like little dots as I had put on the picture like they were catching fireflies, and I just added this little bit of element here to make it really, really fun. So if you have text that you're doing, you can always do that, but then you can, you can go back to the highlight and underline that, or you can trace it and make that fun. So there's just, it's just, again, about layering, texturing, and keeping things creative. Something else that's really good to do is actually use different types of fonts in your stories. So if we're saying, hello in one version, and then you put that up here, and then you can actually say ready to seize the day, right? And this could be in a completely different text. Again, this just gives it some texture and a different vibe and just keeps things interesting, which I think is really cool that you can mix and match the text together. Now, as a YouTuber, I come over to my channel, I can actually screenshot something that I maybe want to promote. Maybe I want to promote this Coffee and Jesus Daily Quiet Time video. So what I could do is I could head back over to Instagram. And so now I've uploaded this picture as a story into Instagram, but now I want to white out everything that's not the actual video thumbnail. So what I would do is head over to the marker, and let's make this pretty big because I want to highlight some stuff out. And I'm going to just use, again, I can use that same blue, and I can just, let me increase that. I can just cover all this up because I don't want to have all that showing. So you can now just highlight the actual thing that you want to highlight, and, you know, obviously making it look, you know, straight or not. Maybe you want to have it be like a little squiggly kind of vibe or whatever. So you would just block out everything that you don't want showing to keep it looking clean. And then down below here, I could block all this out as well and cover that up. And then you can put whatever call to action or text that you want to put in there to keep it on point and looking good. And for some reason, I can actually make this bigger so I can white it out faster, but you get the idea here. And then you can just write your call to action. So that way, and then, you know, if you're able to do the swipe up, you can add your links and all of that jazz in there as well. And put new video, you can add some buttons and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe as like a little call to action or a reminder for people to head over to your YouTube channel. Something else that's really cool is you can make a banner. So if I go over to this little section here, you can put dots on each side of what you just did. Let's do one more dot here. And then you can actually just hit done and blow this up. So that way it creates a banner that goes all the way across the page. And yeah, so that way it stands out. You can put it in different angles. And again, you can actually, you know, come back in here and use your different features if you want to, you know, draw a little highlighted arrow, like a neon arrow, or again, doing it in the color of your choice, you know, like really just having fun with that. So another cool way to create gradient designs other than using the icons is, or the emojis, is that you can find an item or a book. In this case, it's my friend Denise Walsh's Design Your Dream Life. You should grab it, it's really amazing. But what you can do is just start to zoom in on a piece of the actual object that you're looking to create a gradient effect with. And the closer you get, the more gradient it becomes. And you can, in this case, this is a boomerang for some reason. Didn't want to do a boomerang, but I can actually go back to normal here and take a picture. And now that becomes an actual gradient piece that I can do some text over. Again, I can do my favorite thing and be like, what's up? You know, stuff like that. And obviously there's some basic things where, you know, it's great to ask questions and really get people engaging that way. Or you can actually come in and do polls and, you know, do a yes or a no or yay or nay. And, you know, make sure you're using those as well. If you're doing a master class or you have some sort of event taking place, you want to do countdowns. Those are always great to do as well. And just keeping it, yeah, really fresh and not forgetting to actually just put yourself on camera as well. So coming in and actually, here I am coming in and actually showing your face, giving tips, letting people know what you're up to, what, you know, some behind the scenes could be. Also, you know, maybe sharing some testimonials of things that are working for your clients, your customers. So there's that kind of stuff as well. Creating a really one big tip that I can give you in terms of Instagram stories is look at what other people are putting in their stories that you admire or that you follow, that you find entertaining. Know that your audience will find that stuff entertaining as well, and that you can actually go out there and create the same type of thing, just doing what it is that you are doing. So that's one of the bigger takeaways for you when it comes to stories as well. So I'm pretty sure I've sent you down a rabbit hole for the rest of the day. You are so welcome. I aim to please. But seriously, have fun creating Instagram stories. It doesn't have to be so serious all the time. We get to have a lot of fun. And the way that we keep things interesting for ourselves and our audience is by just trying out new things. And so if you are not already connected with me over on Instagram, definitely head over to my handle at MeetJenJohnson. Would love to connect with you there. Also, a bonus tip for you if you're going to be rapid fire creating a bunch of stories from everything I showed you today, be sure to schedule your stories out. That's something you could do using a scheduler like Planoly. That's the one I use. That's the one I suggest. So you can start filling your pipeline for Instagram stories for the future. Also, right over here, I'm going to put another video for you if you are looking to create cover photos for your highlight reel inside of Instagram. I'll show you how to do that as well. So again, you can keep everything on brand, on point, and more eyeballs paying attention to your gram. Other than that, my friend, remember to keep the faith and impact the world. God bless, and I'll see you next week.